Hi, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to do my Zodiac Panner update. This was created by Caena at Caena's Closet. My dog is snoring over here, so if you hear him in the video, I do apologize. But anyway, I have her channel linked in my description, and it is a project pan for the zodiac signs, the star signs of the zodiac, and every prompt is a different color of that star sign. And I've been doing eyeshadow. I did this last year and I'm doing it again this year, and it starts in April and it ends next March basically. And I might carry it on next year, I'm not sure. I'm having a lot of fun. Basically I've got 12 different prompts. They're all different eyeshadows that I would like to hit pan on, and we will get started with the first one, which is Aries, which is a red. So I picked a red from my Yasmin palette from Miley Beauty, and I picked the shade Bark. I haven't used this all that much, I'm gonna say right now. I have only used this shade once this month since the last update, so there's not much to share with you, unfortunately, on that one. These are very, very pigmented as well, and I've always said that, and I do think that rolling the shade in, I kind of knew that I would likely not hit pan in this, but I still wanted to use this palette if and when I needed to, because I really do like this palette. So it's rolled in. I've used it once this month, and that's about it. I have another shade in here that I am using for Taurus, which is the next prompt, which is I can either be a pink or a white. So I picked a white, and I've been working on the shade Munasa. And this one, I think I only, oh no, I used it twice this month. Woohoo! So, you know, used it twice. I will say that the pigment for this shade is not my favorite. I don't think this is my favorite shade in the palette. I think if you compare it to the other shimmers that they have in this palette, it does let them down. But I still want to hit pan on it. I have a little bit of hard pan right there, so I think I'm kind of concentrating over here. And I think likelihood is I'll probably use a brush next time I use it, because every time I use my finger it doesn't really transfer on the lids that much. But these shades are gorgeous, and yeah, unfortunately this no longer exists, as I said, every single time. But at least I've been picking up this palette somewhat, and I've used those shades a few times. Okay, next up we do have a pan. I've been working on the Stone Vibes palette from Urban Decay, and this one is for Gemini, and it's a green, and I rolled in the shade Jade only a couple months ago. Oh no, 3 months ago. It's been 3 months. Okay, I didn't even use it the first month I rolled it in, and I didn't use it the second month, and I've used it twice this month. So in 2 uses in 3 months, I have hit pan, which is crazy right here. I did post this on my Instagram, a little cheeky preview. But yeah, I'm excited. I actually just hit pan on it yesterday. So at the time that I'm filming, it was yesterday, but not yesterday at the time that you're watching the video. And I like this palette. I have several pans in this palette now. I'm working my way through it. I think maybe this could be a nice pan that palette for next year. I don't know, what do you guys think? Would you like to see that as a pan that palette? Maybe I'll do this as a pan that palette. As much as I love this palette and I would like to savor and keep it as long as possible, I do really enjoy it, and if I could maybe continue hitting pan on everything and working through it, it might be a good contender actually for a pan that palette. So let me know if that would interest you. Okay, next up is Cancer, and this is a blue, white, or sea green. I've been working on a sea green in my Technic days from Beauty Bay. This one I really used once this month. Oh, Beauty Bay shades don't take that long to hit pan, but for me, if I'm not touching them, they're not going to hit pan at all. So this one doesn't look that different, but yeah, just the one use. Gosh, I only need like, what, 2-3 more uses and I'll hit pan? I'm pretty sure of it. I don't know, I haven't really done that many green looks, although I just hit pan on that one and I used that twice, but I don't know, I just forget about this one all the time. I don't know what it is. I do like this palette, but because maybe it's a matte, and I like this palette more so for maybe the other shades and not some, I mean, no, this is a nice shade. I don't know, maybe I just haven't been doing that many greens, but yeah, that one I've only used once. I'm really falling behind with that one. Okay, next up we've got Leo, which is an orange. Now this one I am going to be switching out. Even though I haven't hit pan, it is in one of my Nomad palettes, and I'm a little bit iffy with all of my Nomad palettes because they all started to show a little mold, which is very unfortunate. And some of them are not as old as some other palettes when they have no mold. Like that Yasmin palette is older than my Nomad palettes. there's no issues with it, and they were stored in the same place. So I think in some way it's the atmosphere, and also maybe it's just not mixing well with whatever is in the ingredients, or maybe it's the brushes. I don't know. I try to clean my brushes as much as possible. I really don't know what's going on, but it's kind of suspect that all of my Nomad palettes have mold and the other palettes don't. I mean, only a few other ones, so I'm thinking it could be ingredients. Even though I really like Nomad, I do want to take this out of the project because I have been keeping this and all my other palettes that are in question actually over here. I sprayed them, I sanitized them. I actually need to do that for everything now. I still haven't got around to doing that, but I have sprayed and wiped all of these down, and since I have put them aside, they are not showing any mold, but you know, the weather has been pretty decent. It has been somewhat humid, but not terrible. There hasn't been that much rain or anything like that. So maybe, you know, right now is not the best time to test it. However, I don't want to be using this in a project, even though I really love this palette and it is my favorite palette. So the shade that I did have rolled in for this prompt is right here. Obviously I didn't use it this month, and I'm going to be rolling this out and rolling a new shade in its place, which I will talk about after I go through my update. Okay, next up is another pan that I've hit. This one is for Virgo, and it is either a peach mauve, light pink, or a light B. What is a light B? Oh, light blue. Light blue or light pink. Okay, and yeah, I've been working on my Miss Bliss. I hit pan, as I said. I've been working on the Palo Santo shade. I've been working on this since I restarted this project a few months ago, and as you can see, I have a pan. I used this one more time this month, and I hit pan. In total, I have used this 1, 2, 5, 9. In total, I've used this 10 times since the start of the project. Obviously, I've used it more times than that outside of the project. But yeah, 10 times in this project to hit pan, so I'm pretty happy with that and satisfied. And yeah, this is another palette that I love, so I'm really pleased to see more pans in it. I have 3 in it now, and I might want to work on some more. Okay, next up, we have Libra, which is a blue. So I've been working on a blue in the Kaleidos palette, the Club Nebula, and I've been working on Astro. I've only used this one more time this month. So again, still no pan. It is a harder shade to use because it has somewhat of a dark undertone. So, you know, it's not one of these light blue shimmers that you can pop on your lids all the time. I generally kind of put it towards the outer corner of my eyes. If I'm doing a blue or greeny look, I think it transfers really well. But it's not a look that I can always do or always want to do, so it's just a color that, you know, is used when and if I remember it and when I'm doing a blue look. Okay, next up we've got Scorpio, which is a purple, and I picked a purple from my Norvina from ABH. I picked the Celestial shade, and this one I actually used twice this month, so a little bit more than last times. But again, I have not hit pan. It's kind of, I don't know, I haven't been doing that many like pinky looks, so I think come autumn, I usually do more pink looks around that time. I think this will pick up a little bit more. So 2 times I'm actually pretty pleased with, but obviously I would like to hit pan. It does take me a little bit of time to hit pan on ABH, I'm not gonna lie. So then we've got Sagittarius, which is a yellow. So I rolled in a new shade just last month, was it? Yeah, just last month from the Avocado Toast. I picked a sort of a yellowy green shade, but I kind of got away with it yellow. It's the Lemon Pepper shade, and I've used this 3 times. I've actually really been enjoying this the few times that I have used it. And I don't think it's going to take me that long to hit pan, just simply because I've been grabbing it naturally and not even like thinking about it. Some of these shades I have to think about, okay, I'm going to be doing this, I need to do this, I need to work on this. But this one I've just been grabbing naturally, so I do like it. I've been using it in the inner corner or around here. I think maybe once I put it on the lids, but mostly in my inner corner. That's why there's more of like a prominent dent in it as opposed to just going in and popping it on the lid. So I have been actually going in with a brush more so than a finger. Usually with shimmers, I go in with a finger unless I'm doing an inner corner, and then I'll use a brush. So this one I'm enjoying, and I suspect I'll have a pan in it maybe in the next couple of updates. Then we've got Capricorn, which is a navy blue, and I've been working on my Odin's Eye for this one for the whole time. I picked the shade Under the Sea. I actually thought I was going to hit pan on this month because the dent was so deep last time, and I went in with a brush thinking, okay, fine, I'm going to do a blue look, I'm going to use the shade, and I literally used so much of it, and I still have not hit pan. These pans are deep. I did not realize Odin's eye like pans were so deep. Okay, do you see the dent in that one? And I still have not hit pan. I really thought I was going to be able to hit pan. So I don't know. I didn't expect these to be as deep as they are, which I'm pretty happy with because the actual like pan sizes are pretty small. So I thought, gosh, you know, these are, you don't really get that much product, but actually you do. I never actually look, but you do get quite a decent amount of product. So yeah, this one I still have not hit pan. I only used it the one time. I only thought I needed to use it one more time, and obviously I was wrong. So this one is staying in, which is fine. I will carry on. I do actually like the blue shade. It's not a bad blue shade. Then we've got the biggest failure of the project, which is from my Huda Beauty Mercury Retrograde palette. It's the shade Haze, and this is for Aquarius, and it's supposed to be a turquoise, and I have not used it at all this month. So it's this shade right here. I haven't used it, so there is nothing to update you with on that one. And then another one that I rolled in last time is in my Flutterby palette from Colourpop, but it actually is from the Uh Huh Honey palette, and it's the shade Sweet Spot, and it's this yellow right here. And this one is for Pisces, and you're supposed to pick a yellow, so I picked this one. And this one I have used 2 times this month. So I actually have used it. I actually have it on today. I've done a little bit of a yellow look today, and I used it today as well as another time earlier in the month. So yeah, this one I'm just enjoying as and when I want to. The ones that really I thought I was going to be able to hit pan on was definitely the Under the Sea one. I really thought I was going to be able to hit pan on this one this month, which I haven't. But as you saw, I did end up hitting pan on 2 shades, and I'm going to be rolling out this shade. So I am going to be rolling 3 new shades in this month, which is exciting. I have decided for the first one, which is the Gemini, so you pick a green, I'm going to be rolling in a green from my Sheglam palette, the Virtuous Virgo. I have hardly used this palette, and it is an all green palette, and I've been wanting to have an excuse to go back into it. It hasn't been rolled into any Pan Nose eyeshadows or Project Level Up or anything like that, and I didn't pull it from my Shop My Stash because at the time I was using a different green palette and it just didn't make sense. But I kind of wanted to go into this, and I figured, well, let's try to hit pan. So I think out of all of these, I want to pick this kind of pukey grassy green color because I do think it's nice, and it's a little bit of a satin shade, but it's like a pukey chartreuse color. I do think it's actually quite nice. So I'm going to be picking this one for the prompt Gemini, and hopefully we can hit pan on that. And then for Virgo, I am actually going to stick into my Miss Bliss palette because this has got a lot of peaches and pinks, and I actually want to roll in this Chakra To Me shade because it is probably the next best shade in there. I really like Palo Santo, but I do think this shade is also just as stunning, and it's more of a pink mauvey shade, which goes with the prompt. So that's it right there. It's definitely more pink than anything else, but I'm going to be rolling that one in for Virgo, and I'm very excited. And as I said, I want to keep, you know, getting pans in palettes that I like, so I do want to keep using this one, especially because it's definitely getting to be one of my older palettes now. And then because I'm going to be replacing the Nomad palette, this is for the prompt Leo, and I need to pick an orange. Because I already had the palette out, I just figured let's try to make it easy for myself. So I'm going to go back into the Yasmin palette. There is an orange in here that I just neglect all the time right here. It's called Cardinal, and I am just going to roll this one in and see if I can get some use on it. It is very, very orange. It's like a burnt orange. I'll just put it in the middle of those two so you can see them, and I just think, oh look, that's actually a pretty nice color story, the 3 of those together. I could probably do a look with all 3 of those. Maybe I will. That looks very yellow at the moment, that Sheglam one, but it is green. It's just a chartreusey green, so you know, it has yellow to it, but it is a green, and I'm going to just get away with it like that. So yeah, that is my update. I'm excited. I'm happy that I got 2 more pans this month. That seems to be my average, so it's pretty good. As long as I can keep that up, or at least get a pan every month, that's all that matters to me. And I'm using my eyeshadow when I can, when I need to, when I want to, so that's good as well. I feel like this project really helps me do that, and I like the mixture of different colors as well. So if I'm going to do a blue look, I see what I have available to me, and I grab it. If I'm going to do a green look, the same thing, and all the other colors combined. So yeah, I've been really enjoying it. Thank you so much for watching the video if you did, and I will see you all next time. Bye!